some major political backlash as disdain for data centers grows and dozens of protests take place across the country this weekend. New York becoming the first state to hit the brakes on new hyperscale AI data centers for up to a year. Kathy Hochul doing an executive order on a moratorium, with progressives claiming it's all about protecting the taxpayer. Watch.
Come with your own energy source. No one has done that yet. I don't think there should be tax breaks. If you want to take advantage and benefit from our natural resources, our land, our talent, then we should not be using taxpayer dollars to support that effort. They'll come back to New York. I have no doubt about it. But they'll come back to New York on our terms.
Data centers just keep pounding. We got to build, build, build. When are our interests going to be considered? We need people with more courage to push back.
But this is not just another factory. It is the computing power behind the AI tools that millions of Americans now use every day. Without them, there's no ChatGPT, no Claude, no Copilot helping at your office, your home, your small business. And while New York Democrats rally the anti-AI groups, those billions of dollars in investment, thousands of jobs as well, new tax revenue, and the computing power to win the AI race will simply go to other states or even go to China. Joining me now with more on all of this is New York Congressman Mike Lawler. Congressman, it's great to have you this weekend. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Maria.
So we see all these protesters across the country. Are Democrats surrendering the next generation of American investment and innovation?
Well, I think one of the things that I have heard from constituents has been focused around energy consumption, water consumption, environmental impacts. And those are issues certainly worth discussing. And one of the things that I've talked about repeatedly in New York is its disastrous energy policies. Utility rates are up 58%, Maria, in New York State over the last 6 years because Kathy Hochul shut down nuclear power, banned natural gas, blocked pipelines. And so they're hanging their hat on that as part of their rationale to stop data centers. And while there are real issues to discuss and there are regulations to put in place, New York's decision to do an outright ban is only going to negatively impact its economy and its continued downward spiral when it comes to tax revenue. We've seen trillions of dollars leave New York State over the last decade because of its high tax, high regulatory burden. It's got the worst business climate in the country, and Kathy Hochul just doubled down on it. So this is a major problem. And the other thing I'd add, Maria, when it comes to China, we have to be smart about this. The fact is that we are in a race on quantum computing right now. IBM is headquartered in my district. Their quantum computing research facility is in my district. The battle over AI, the battle over quantum computing is happening with China. And we have to be smart about the way we regulate to make sure that AI operates out of the United States. We do not want it offshore. We do not want our companies moving overseas, or worse, cooperating with China when it comes to AI. This has serious national security implications. I met with the Pentagon this week, and without getting into the specifics, this is a major concern as we move forward on national security.
Yeah, wow. All right, well, we'll be watching that story. But meanwhile, there's more trouble in New York. The left's favorite ATM changing zip codes. A new IRS report shows New York and California make up the top 10 counties losing the most tax filers and money, with Manhattan seeing nearly $1 billion in taxable income packing up and leaving to low-tax states. But Mayor Zoran Mamdani insists the wealthy should pay a little bit more to fund his socialist agenda. Listen.
I've been very clear about the fact that we live in the wealthiest city in the wealthiest country in the history of the world, and it's unacceptable that 1 in 4 New Yorkers are living in poverty. And I believe that the wealthiest can do a little bit more to ensure that everyone can afford to live here.
So what do you say, Congressman?
If socialism is so good, why does everybody continue to want to leave those countries and come to the United States of America? As Margaret Thatcher famously said, the problem with socialism is eventually you run out of other people's money. California and New York have been exclusively controlled by Democrats for well over a decade. Their policies are driving the unaffordability in New York and California, whether it's housing costs. The average home value in my district in Westchester County went from $700,000 to $1.1 million in the span of 4 years. Utility rates up 58%. Healthcare premiums continue to skyrocket. States are the ones that regulate the insurance companies. So they have failed miserably in their responsibility to actually bring down cost. We in Washington have been focused on not only providing the largest tax cut in American history, and I'm proud of the work that I did to deliver on the increased SALT cap to offset New York's disastrous tax policies, but we just passed the largest housing package. 6 of my bills were in it. I was proud to help lead this effort along with Chairman Hill and Chairman Flood. And this was the first bipartisan housing package to pass Congress in over 36 years. So we are taking on the issues. We're working on permitting reform now so that we can actually build large-scale energy projects in this country, not be reliant on foreign energy, bring down costs. The Democrats just want to increase taxes, increase regulatory burdens, ban industry, wholesale industry from operating in the state of New York, and then they're shocked that they have multi-billion-dollar budget deficits because the tax base continues to erode. These morons continue to operate with impunity in New York and California, and they are driving their states into the ground. They are screwing the taxpayers. And they just continue to spend recklessly without any control in sight.
Wow. All right, Congressman, we will leave it there. Good to see you, and thank you.